Hey, book reader friends, this is Christy, and I'm here to bring another book talk to you. I am very excited about discussing this book. I am so I want to say traumatized, but that's not the right word in this case. I am blown away by Mark Lawrence. This book is the first book I've ever read of his. It is The Daughter of Crows. We're just going to dive right on in because I am so excited. I am that excited that I want to talk to you about this book right now. This book is dealing with Rue. It deals with her current day and then flashbacks to her days in the academy. It is a book that deals with grim dark. It is a grim dark fantasy. It deals with trauma, tragedy. She is there to defend the old laws and to hold up those laws and to hold you accountable for breaking those laws. And she is a woman in her 60s. She is a situation where she's living life, just kind of hiding, playing low, enjoying the best life she can with her friends and the people that she has met, and they don't know who she is from the academy. She is one of the kindnesses, which is what they are called as instructors at the academy. And she is playing low, having a good old time with life at 60 years old. But what people don't realize is that she is hiding a secret about herself, and that is that she is a total badass. She can give a beating, she can take a beating. And it's nice to see someone write a female beyond a certain age that you can still be badass, but also want that comfort life as well. I love that she has both of that. She's just a total kick-ass woman. I love the way that Mark Lawrence wrote the things that affect women directly. I love the way that he wrote it and chose to keep it delicate without being abrasive in a way just to be abrasive or for shock value in a book. He handled it with care, and he dealt with mother-daughter issues. He dealt with sister-sister issues, whether it be by blood or not, sibling issues by blood or not. He dealt with aging issues in kind of a hilarious way. He dealt with it in a sensitive but made you laugh at it too. There's points where Rue's like talking about her old bones and stuff, and you just can't help but to laugh. She deals with necromancy, which I don't know why, but I love necromancy. I love the thought of it. I love conversations of it. I love books about it. And this book had a lot of it. There are scenes in the book of Mark Lawrence's writing that did have my heart palpitations up. I won't lie. There's one scene that really got me, and I was like, oh my God, I won't tell you because it's a spoiler, but they're exposed to certain tasks to prove their worthiness of this academy and truthfully to live or die. That's ultimately it. 100 get in, 3 will get out. There will be 97 that will die. That's in the summary. So I'm not spoiling that for you. But in fact, I'm very glad, just a little warning. There's a lot in the summary that had I read the summary before I read the book, I would have been disappointed. So that's probably all of the summary I'm going to go into. Maybe skip that yourself too. Or if you need to, see if it's a book that you can handle, maybe read it, some of the trigger warnings, but there's really not a lot. He handled some issues that I thought might be alluding to sexual assault, but he never touched on it at all. So I'm not sure that there's really any trigger warnings in that case, but look just to be sure. There is enough family trauma that maybe look at those trigger warnings, because family can leave a lifetime mark on you, and sometimes that's triggering. But I found the story of the children in the academy, the stories, to be very important parts of how they get through this academy, how they are a lot of them already being brought to the academy with a thick skin. And I think that built them up to be able to fight each other. And it shows women in quite a different dynamic that we don't see often written in books. And it was that how women engage with each other. Sometimes they're quick to the challenge of competition and to beat each other out at whatever the task might be. That was addressed in the book if you look at that part of it. And then there's the other side that women do crave their network, their group, their support. We are stronger together. And if you read this book, you will understand that once you read it. There is dynamics of that closeness, that need. You can see the groups have formed their self. We look at that in high school and middle school as niches or little cliques and such, and that we view that, kind of negatively. But truthfully, that is just us building those people that truly see us and support us in a way that maybe our family doesn't, or that other people do not. We find our people, and we're taught that as adults as well to some level. And I find that the way Mark Lawrence wrote it was done very tactfully. Wasn't to shine the light on women drama, it was done in a way that is true in the way women behave. Middle school and high school, if you've been to either, you know what I mean. It is a traumatic experience at times for some. And to write about it in this way, and where there's so much aggression, so much violence, gore, death, it's just crazy just how well every chapter was written, to where you might read one about the flashback and that's your answer. But then you'll read a little bit more about Rue and have a question. And then maybe a little bit more about another character and get a question, and you'll get the answer in the next chapter. And I love that he's created cliffhangers. Boom, 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 boom. It kept the pacing of the book fantastic and enjoyable. There was not a moment I did not enjoy of this book. This is a 5-star read for me. This may be the best book of the year for me because of the way that he was able to write each character, write each chapter where there's cliffhangers and you wanted to care about each character and know what happened to them to make them this way while they're in the academy and then beyond. And then he, not only does he do it each chapter, but then at the end, you were like, how can he make the ending any better than he's made the other chapters? I honestly thought he would write each chapter like this, like a fast paced, boom, 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 gotcha, 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 gotcha. And then at the end, it would just kind of fizzle. And you're like, okay, I can't wait until book 2 to see what happens. But no, it was an intense ending. It was wild. I cannot wait for book 2 and 3. My husband and I, buddy, read this. And so we were debating, how is he going to write anything else in book 2 or 3? And was it going to be from the same perspective of the same characters? And I am so glad that I thought I might know something and then didn't, or that I was able to figure out some things and be right, but you didn't know you were right until you went further in. His writing is wonderful. I don't know that I would go back to read the book that wouldn't burn, but this one, I would read more of his dark grim. I hope Mark Lawrence writes so much more dark grim because he does it well. I don't understand how someone that has a PhD in mathematics nailed writing like this. Typically in college, you'll catch, and even high school, you'll catch that someone's really good at math, but not English, and vice versa. Great at English and writing, but hates math. And I was the love English and really despise math, actually. Can do my budget fantastically, but please don't give me a math problem to do. Absolutely was baffled at his writing style. And when I saw he had a PhD in mathematics, I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense to me. How did you do this? I would love just a little talk on how he writes, because it's prolific. It's beautiful. It's evocative, if you want to use that word. That was one of my creative writing teacher's favorite buzzword in class. It is all of those things and then some. I don't want to spoil any more of the book for you, but please, I recommend this book. It is a 5+ star reading for me, and I think it will be for you too. I cannot recommend this enough. I will recommend this to anyone who likes grimdark, a little mythology kind of woven into their story, and a little bit of brutality amongst women, and some badass women who are aging. It's amazing. Definitely read. Now we're going to dive in to the books that I am currently reading. So the books that I'm currently reading, this is why there is not a lot of books to review in this video. I am reading The Count of Monte Cristo. This is because of ads in Kristen's channel. I can find them on YouTube, but this is literally, I've marked this, and this is why I am reading it. And I'm so glad I picked it up. They're doing the immersion reading, and like always, I fall behind because I'm doing so many other things among the group. So I have to finish this on my own time away from the group. But they were doing immersion reading basically while watching the adaptation. That is also fun. It was funny. I read a first, I think it was 100 pages, and then I watched the first episode in the adaptation for Count of Monte Cristo. And it was on point where I had finished my 100 pages that went along with episode 1. And it made it much more enjoyable, to the point where I'm like annoyed that I haven't read more. It's just been a crazy time. And I have it marked out for each section that I want to read at a time. But the Count of Monte Cristo is fantastic, and going along with the chapters to also the episodes has been fun. I've never done that before, and I'm excited for the rest of this book. It's actually well written. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. It's easy. I figured with this many pages and it being a classic that I would never comprehend this. And I'm going to tell you now, if you are feeling like this book might be overwhelming for you, don't hesitate to pick it up. Change your mind right now and go ahead and pick it up, because it's an easy read. It really is. And it actually goes kind of fast. I'm just kind of dragging feet right now. Okay, so the next book I am reading is Spiderlight by Adrian Tchaikovsky. It's funny, I tried to pronounce his name quite often, and it's Adrian that I messed up this time. But anyway, Spiderlight is an easy read. I'm going to show you the chapters or the pages with the margins. The font's big. It's less than, I think, 300 pages. It's insane. I think I'm on chapter 3 right now. And it is dealing with, basically, it does have a magic system. It has a set of characters that I don't fully grasp quite yet, only in chapter 3. But there's a mother spider that she's really big, and they want to take her fang. And they kind of need her to do the spider walk that I don't fully grasp quite yet, but she can't leave. So they make a deal with her, take one of her children. They turn him into this creature. I'm not going to explain that because that could be a spoiler and part of the fun of reading this book, because it's a little bit insane. So you need these little bit of just weird moments to make yourself laugh, to the point where I almost wasn't sure if I was going to read the rest of this book because it was kind of weird. And I was like, you know what, this is just kind of out of my wheelhouse. Let's keep going. And it's been very funny. So I am glad that I've kept going. And it is an easy read. You can have this done in a few days quite easily. But it's quite obscure. Like his writing, I first started reading Elder Race, and that had me hooked because it was such an easy read and the writing was simple, but you understood the characters and their feelings and how emotional they were. But that's what I like about Spiderlight already too, is that he's already wrote this spider with emotion, and he's written a few of the characters in the group that are kind of, it feels like they're going to be morally gray, but I'm not quite sure yet. It is like there's one that you keep hoping that he's going to help this spider out, but at the same time, you can't quite tell if he just really is disgruntled against the spider, just like everyone else in the group. This was written in 2013, less than 300 pages, very easy book to get into and read. I so far recommend it, but once I finish it, I will let you know for sure. I will definitely do a review on it. Okay, on the last thing I have for you today is the last book that I am listening to this. I own this in a special edition, and I own the regular. I bought the regular first, and I was like, that special edition is pretty. And I started a few pages of it, and I thought I was really going to like it. The book is Alchemised, but I'll be honest with you, the first part 1 of the book was just really, and even part 2 has some that I was just kind of put off by, and I did not know if I was going to finish. I took a break on this book, and I just recently came back to it. I am audiobooking it while reading it too, so kind of immersion reading. I'm following along as the text is highlighted through Audible, the Kindle book, and that's been fun. And then I'll come get the physical book and kind of mark my space and look to see how far in the book I actually am, because it was a very big book. I can't remember how many hours, but I still have like 20 some hours of this book to listen to if I just listen to it on one, which is how I am listening to it right now, because I don't know a lot about the characters. And if I try to speed this book up to get done quickly, I won't know what's going on. And that kind of happened with the Blade itself. I sped it up and there were so many characters, like, wait, who's this? Who's that? So I'm hoping that when I get back on book 2 of that series, that it kind of levels back out again if I choose to read it instead of audiobooking it. But this one has been very easy to audiobook, except for the content. I'm going to be honest, this book highly, highly needs you to investigate, do a little legwork before you pick it up, because trigger warning, hell, there is so much in this book that I don't know why, because I've read books that are quite, off color, and these have that same context, but it kind of surprised me to see how much this book went into it. I wasn't expecting that, especially since this was supposed to be kind of a Harry Potter love story retelling, alternate couples situation. I didn't look too far into that. That's just some of the things I've read or even seen on TikTok. And I just need some legwork and making sure that you want to read it before you start, because even in part 1, there is definitely some topics that could be triggering. I once got past that because everyone is cheering me on saying, yes, get to part 2. And I swear it gets better. The ending is fantastic. So I'm pushing through for those people and that encouragement, but I will review this eventually once I have some time to finish it and then think about it. That's all I'm going to say on it right now. But you guys, it was so fantastic to be back here and talking to you about books that we are reading and that we have finished. And let me know what you were reading in the comments below. I look forward to reading those, because add those to the list, because that helps other people get some book ideas that I haven't listed here. We're here to kind of encourage each other. But also, if you don't mind, like and subscribe so that you can see when I post again and that we can keep the conversation going. Happy reading. Talk to you soon. Bye.